everybody. Jason Roby here with the NFHS Network. Dave Collins is on the play-by-play and color commentary, and Steve Cody is the man on the moving pictures. I am joined here by head coach of the undefeated and #1 ranked Bishop Guertin Cardinals, Coach Craig. Thank you for joining us here in the pregame. Want to ask you a couple of questions. First and foremost, did you have a chance to watch that first semifinal and your thoughts on it?
Yeah, we did. We got actually the kids wanted to come over and watch the whole game, so we showed up, and what a great high school basketball game. Wow. I mean, tense from start to finish, game of runs. Both teams looked like at various points in time they were a little bit on the ropes and just battled right back. So just a great showcase for girls high school basketball.
No question about it. Two great teams in the first game and two great teams playing here in the nightcap as you will host the Goffstown Grizzlies and our old friend Steve Largy. What can you tell us about this Grizzly team and what they bring to the table here tonight?
Yeah, they got the leading scorer in the state. So I think, you kind of starts there with Ava Winterburn, and they've got great guard play as well. So, an elite scorer and really good upperclassmen guard play, usually a pretty good formula for success in these tournaments. So they're going to be very, very tough, and they've got great role kids as well. So they're just going to be a heck of a tough out for us tonight.
You mentioned Winterburn averaging about 26 points a game, 13 rebounds, a tough player all around. What does this Bishop Guertin team need to do first and foremost tonight in order to have success?
Yeah, look, she's going to score the ball. She's just that talented. I think, you've heard from us a lot of times when we've played against other elite scorers, is just, try to make everything she does from start to finish difficult. And if we can do that, we'll see how we do. We'll see how we do. She's just a very tough matchup because she's long. She can play in the post. She can shoot the three. She's got a great handle, can get off the dribble. So she's just a very tough matchup, and we're just going to see if we can make it difficult for her all night long.
Any changes for your team? You faced this team so long ago. It almost seems like a year ago. It was the first game of the year,
yeah.
And you had a good first game, but two teams that are a little bit different now heading into this one. Any changes for you schematically?
A couple of little things based on what we've seen them do throughout the course of the season. Nothing particularly significant. I just have never been a big fan of making wholesale changes at this time of year. You spend the entire year getting your kids to play a certain way and teaching them a certain way, and I think it's a bad thing, frankly, to abandon that at this time of year. But, we'll have a couple little wrinkles that, you probably haven't seen from us too much throughout the course of the season, and I'm sure Steve will have the same thing for us.
Finish this thought for me, and then we'll let you get back down to it. Bishop Guertin goes on to defend their title on Sunday if they do the following three things tonight.
We've got to get stops in the half court. We got to limit our turnovers and mistakes. Stay out of foul trouble. Don't turn the ball over. We got to make the shots we're supposed to make. We got to make our layups and our free throws, and that's three. And I guess if I get a bonus fourth, I'd say this environment always creates a lot of intangibles. We just got to keep our heads about us in this high energy environment and play with some poise.
Coach, I wish you the best of luck tonight. It's been an awesome run, and it culminates here tonight with an opportunity to go to the state title game on Sunday. A lot of business to take care of as we face the Goffstown Grizzlies. Want to wish you and your Lady Cardinals the best of luck tonight.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
He is the head coach, Brad Craik, of the #1 seeded Bishop Guertin Cardinals. They will prepare to take on the Goffstown Grizzlies. It should be a great matchup. Welcome back, everybody, to the campus here at Londonderry High School in the town of Londonderry, New Hampshire. Jason Roby here with the NFHS Network. And I am joined by the head coach of the Goffstown Grizzlies, the #4 seed in the Division I New Hampshire Girls Tournament. And Coach, did you have an opportunity to watch that first game between Bedford and Portsmouth, and your thoughts if you did?
Unbelievable game. You wouldn't be not surprised at all, especially given those two teams and given the game they played earlier this season, which that was an epic battle as well that went the other way. So, I mean, you knew it was going to be a one type of possession game. I mean, just a great game by both teams. Great seasons by Coach Hopley, and Coach Gibbs gets to go on.
No question about it. And speaking of going on, your Goffstown Grizzlies have an opportunity to move on here to Sunday, the state championship game being played at the University of New Hampshire in Durham. What do you have to do to make that happen here tonight, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just have to play our game. I think we have to take care of the basketball. Bishop Guertin puts a lot of pressure on teams, and we know that. We've seen that earlier this year. We just have to kind of respond by, playing our game, being balanced offensively. It has been a big change for us in the second half of the season. I think, being able to play with players, not just Ava Winterburn scoring the basketball, but Ava Ruggiero, Ava Vaughn, Maggie Sasso, taking care of the basketball is going to be huge for us tonight. And then getting rebounds and getting stops for us.
And you mentioned all of those things. If you had to pick one thing, one deciding factor for your team tonight, certainly there are a lot, but all things being equal, if it came down to one thing, what would that one thing be for you guys tonight?
Well, we turned the ball over 38 times last game, so we can't do that, right? So that was the big point of emphasis. That's a lot of turnovers in 2 games, let alone 1. So, I mean, if we can limit that, 34 points off turnovers that we gave up, it was a 26-point game. So we're not that far apart. We really look at this thing as we beat ourselves last time, and we're not going to do that again. If BG beats us, then fine, but we're going to play our game. We're going to take care of the basketball, and we're going to play our game.
Love to hear it. You've got a great team, a bunch of girls that are really, really close. They spend a lot of time together off the court as well. A team that you and I talked the other night, they just really enjoy being in each other's company. Does that make a difference for you guys this year?
Absolutely. It makes a difference in everything that we do. It means we're bonded, we're connected, we're close. Everything that we do in practice, there's accountability, both coach to player, player to coach, player to player, and that makes it easy for me to do my job. I just come out and every day and I get to coach practice and get to play with kids and coach kids that really kind of buy in and get exactly what we're trying to do.
Well, selfishly, I have to say that I had the opportunity to coach with both you and Coach Craik on the football field at
the Roby coaching tree
at Nashua North. Well, I don't know about that, but I do enjoy watching both of you coach. I've enjoyed seeing the success that you've had at Goffstown, and I can't think of 2 finer gentlemen to be here in the nightcap of this one, vying for a spot at the University of New Hampshire on Sunday. So, Coach, I want to wish you and your ladies the best of luck tonight. Go get them, and if things work out in your way, hope we get to talk to you at the conclusion of this one.
Awesome. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate you guys.
All right, he is the head man for the Goffstown Grizzlies, Steve Largy, and he's done a fantastic job with this Grizzly program. They hung a banner up during the COVID year when the season was cut short. I'm sure he would like nothing more than to get back in person with his team this year. They were knocking on the door a little bit last year. He felt really good about his chances. We had the opportunity to talk to him at the first game of the year, and there was a long season in front of him, and I am not surprised that he got this Goffstown Grizzlies team here to the Final Four. We'll be back on the NFH Network. Easy for me to say, Steve. The NFHS Network in just a moment for the beginning of this one. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the campus here at Londonderry High School. You are watching on the NFHS Network. It is Division I girls semifinal basketball action for you. It is the nightcap. Game number 2. We saw a thriller in the first game, a Bedford victory over Portsmouth High School. It was all that and a bag of chips. We are ready to get the second game underway here. Jason Roby, along with Dave Collins. The man on the moving pictures is the highlight guy, Steve Cody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And Dave, that first game, I still haven't caught my breath from that one.
No, we saw a great competitive game right there as Bedford, a little bit of an upset, beat Portsmouth 64-60 after Portsmouth was leading by 2 points at halftime. It almost came down to the wire of that one, so very competitive. Expect the same thing here between Bishop Guertin and Goffstown. Of course, BG, they're pretty familiar with this round of the playoffs and the next round as well, but they're going to run into the Grizzlies tonight here on the neutral court here at Londonderry High School before they have a chance to go out to Durham on Sunday to possibly play for the championship at the University of New Hampshire.
Well, we had the opportunity to talk to both head coaches before this one, Coach Brad Craik, Coach Steve Largy, and these teams are not strangers with one another, although they did see each other quite a while ago. And it was actually the first game of the year on December 13th. It was a 73-47 Bishop Guertin win. But a lot has changed in that time. This is a Goffstown team that has really come into their own. They've grown quite significantly. They've earned that number 4 seed. They have some big wins of their own. What does this Goffstown team need to do if they want to pull this upset?
Well, they've got good team chemistry, and that comes along throughout the season. December, January, February, working together. Have to take care of the ball. Have to stay out of foul trouble, which we saw was kind of an issue in the last game, the last semifinal we did. And they care about one another, celebrating birthdays, eating together at restaurants. So as the season has moved on, they have each other's backs and know that it's next man up or next lady up off the bench.
They enjoy one another's company, no question about that. And Steve Largy is a great head coach. He's done a tremendous job in his time there at Goffstown. On the other side of the ledger, you look at a Bishop Guertin team that has, oh, by the way, been there, done that. They've won 6 out-of-state games against outstanding competition. Everybody expected them to be here. It won't be easy. What are the things that they have to focus on here tonight?
Well, BG 20-0, and it's not that they rebuild, they sort of reload year after year. So right now what they can't do is look past the Grizzlies and take them for granted in this game. It's the nightcap. They're the #1 seed in Division I. They know that Bedford's waiting for them at UNH on Sunday. Don't take this team from Goffstown too lightly and just focus on the task at hand and go 21-0 and remain undefeated.
And that was the next question I was going to ask you. Do you think they look past this Goffstown team and all say, look, we handled them easily in the first game, the first time we played them, or is this a team that is so loaded and locked in what they need to do, they just are seeing what is directly in front of them?
Well, you talked about it a few minutes ago, Jason, that December was 3 months ago. We're almost 3 months, 1, 2, 3, yeah, my math is correct. 3 months ago from when they first met in the very first game of the season. Injuries, roster moves, all that takes effect, and now you're playing on a neutral court and you know what the next step is, and that's going to the championship game at UNH. Remember, Bishop Guertin, 3 players headed to play college basketball this year, so as we mentioned, they don't rebuild, they reload, but here with Goffstown, it's root for the underdog, and Goffstown has a nice representation across the way in the stands.
We're going to pause for the national anthem here, and then we will get things underway. If this game is anything like the first one, you are in for quite a treat. You are watching on the NFHS Network. We'll be right back after the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, we are ready to get underway here from the campus of Londonderry High School. It is game number 2, semifinal action. The #1 seed Bishop Guertin Cardinals taking on the #4 seeded Goffstown Grizzlies. Jason Roby calling the action here, along with Dave Collins. Steve Cody is the man on the motion pictures. You are watching on the NFHS Network. We just met the starting 5 for each team. Oh, by the way, a little cocktail trivia for you here. Did you know that the Goffstown Grizzlies start 3 Avas? 3 Avas will start for the Grizzlies in Ava Ruggiero, Ava Winterburn, and Ava Vaughn. Also starting will be Meredith Winterburn and Maggie Sasso. On the other side of the ledger, you'll see #1 Brooke Paquette, #11 Olivia Murray, #12 Hannah Lynch, #15 is Megan Stack, and #30 Caitlin Wheeler. A little side note, Megan Stack coming back from ACL surgery from a year ago, so she would like nothing more than get a chance to win a state title. But a lot of work to be done here as she is set to jump ball with Ava Winterburn. We are underway. Paquette drives the lane, no call. Goffstown clears the glass, and we're in semifinal number 2.
Liv Murray leads the team for Bishop Guertin with 14.2 points per game. Watch out, 26 points per game scored by the senior Ava Winterburn. She's got a Southern New Hampshire scholarship for Goffstown.
She is the leading scorer in the state at 26, 13 boards for that double-double average. Ball comes out to Liv Murray up top, and now a little two-player game, a little 2-1-2 zone, and we're going to get a blocking foul there as Murray drove to the basket. It'll be the first team foul against the Grizzlies.
Bishop Guertin not scared at all to take it in the paint and draw the contact on their first 2 possessions.
Olivia Murray will head to the line for a pair of free throws. Back iron, no. Fans are proving that everyday math does indeed work as they are counting from the stands. We'll see if they can duplicate the feat.
Well, foul shooting is
alphabet.
something that we saw was an issue for both teams, both Bedford and Portsmouth, in the first game of our semifinal round.
Murray goes 1 for 2, a 1-0 Bishop Guertin game. It won't be a shutout. Dribble drive, kick out. Driving to the hoop and no good. Had a good look at it, did Sasso. And Murray has the ball stripped from her, going to the hoop hard.
And Murray, we mentioned, leads the team in points, 14.2 per game, and very aggressive going into the lane, not scared of anything.
Paquette goes up strong with the left, can't finishes, clears the glass. Hana goes up with the right hand and in. Good offensive rebound there by Paquette. She found Lynch underneath for the deuce.
Yeah, and Lynch was wide open, and a great job of finding the offensive rebound in the lane, but kicking it back out because she didn't have any room to work with near the bucket.
Little pull up there by Sasso is no good. Too much mustard on that hot dog. Lynch will come the other way on the right side. Dribble drive into the lane. Goes with the left and finishes. Hana has 4 quick points.
Now Bishop Guertin looking to run and gun and set the tempo early on against Goffstown, who had a little bit trouble getting back on defense on that last possession.
That is the Guertin MO. They will run, and a quick job, nice job, a scoop shot underneath there, and Goffstown on the board. That was number 21, Ava Vaughn.
Goffstown going in a person-to-person defense right now, it looks like.
Murray up top to Stack. They'll work it around the perimeter. This is Lynch. Lynch takes a couple of dribbles, finds Wheeler, bounce pass on the block, low block, no one there to help Stack. She'll kick it out. Hannah from way downtown, and a Yahtzee.
Well, Guertin with the pace right now, and with a 6-point lead. Goffstown trying to keep pace with them. But another turnover by the Grizzlies.
Back the other way comes Murray. She'll go up strong. Had a bad angle there. Wheeler went up, hits the deck. No call, and back the other way come the Grizzlies. This is Sasso. Up the right side. She'll be marked closely. Avoids that double team. And it looks like a 1-3-1 defense employed here in the early going by the Cardinals. Kick out. And we're going to get a foul. And it looks like it's going to be Stack's first personal.
Well, you can tell right now, Jason, the faster team is Bishop Guertin. The more aggressive team is Bishop Guertin.
Yeah.
But Goffstown trying to intricately move their way on offense, looking for that perfect shot or that perfect setup.
My apologies on that call. Actually, the first foul went to Lynch, so she has 1. Nice defensive effort there by Wheeler. Cards will run. Paquette at the elbow finds Lynch. Back up to Paquette. Crossover. Cards do not reverse the floor. Paquette directing traffic at the top of the circle. It'll be Lynch over to Murray, and now Wheeler. Cards very patient in this half-court set. Looking for their best shot. Reach in there. And an offensive foul call on Murray as she gave a little forearm shiver to Ava Ruggiero. Turnover on the Cards.
Well, Ruggiero was guarding her basically shirt to shirt. I saw a little bit of a push, but nothing too blatant right there.
And the referees let the kids play a little bit in the first game. We'll keep a close eye on this one. And 2 quick fouls on the Cards and 1 for Goffstown. And they're going to call this one close to the vest, no question about it, as Lynch will pick up her second personal.
So maybe, just maybe, this is how Goffstown keeps it close. Foul trouble against Bishop Guertin.
Ball comes way into the backcourt to Ava Winterburn. She'll work against the pressure of Lynch. Nice switch defense there. Crossover by Sasso. They reverse the floor, but bring it back up to the top of the key. Good denial defense there, but going up over the top nicely is Ava Winterburn. She went over Paquette to bury it.
That was great body control to corral the ball and go up with a shot, but Bishop Guertin with the answer right there. As quickly as we could say, great play by Goffstown. Here's BG with another 2 points and another steal right here by the Cardinals. Little
Euro step by number 15, Megan Stack, and we mentioned Paquette on that steal, puts the bucket in, and 30-second timeout called by Coach Steve Largy, and all of a sudden it is 12-3 Cardinals.
Portions of tonight's semifinal matchup here on the NFHS Network brought to you by Convenient MD. Injuries and illnesses don't have appointments, neither should you. Convenient MD is ready for whatever brings you in from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week, and no appointments are needed. With over 30 locations in the region, expert care for both kids and adults is just around the corner. And low-fat chocolate milk contains 8 grams of natural, high-quality protein in each 8-ounce glass to help rebuild muscles after strenuous exercise. Learn more from the partners at nhdairypromo.org and refuel with chocolate milk.
I'm energized. I feel like I had a glass of chocolate milk after watching that first game. We are standing on our feet here for the second game. We were sitting for some of the first, but in through the third, into the fourth quarter, we left those chairs and we haven't touched down since.
Yeah, BG feeling very energized too with a 12-4 lead here with 4:15 to go in the first quarter.
Good denial defense here. Guertin extends that defense. And a nice dribble penetration move there by number 12, Ava Winterburn. She has 4 of the 6 points. Just checking in is number 33, 6'2", sophomore Brooke Muller for the Cardinals. So Lynch headed to the bench with those 2 personals. Dribble drive, Murray kick out. Cards unselfish with the ball. Good ball movement, circumnavigate the globe. Back iron, no. Glass cleared by Ava Ruggiero, and they will run. A little too hard off the glass there. Wheeler clears it, and back the other way comes Stack and the Cardinals. Stack, no call there. Looked like a clean strip. So back and forth we go. Nothing to show for all this running except an accelerated heart rate. Pull-up jumper there, and a pretty make by Ava Winterburn, and she has 6 of the 8 points.
Well, she is going to be the key right now. Goffstown needs to keep an eye on her, and another steal by the Grizzlies, and given right back, it looks like.
Ball on the floor, and we are going to get a travel call. Looks like it's against Muller, so Murray will check out. Kate Daly will check in, the defensive specialist for this Cardinal team. Also heading to the bench was Ava Ruggiero, getting a break for the Grizzlies.
I just don't know, and it's early, Jason. I just don't know, though, if Goffstown has the momentum to keep up with the tempo of BG. I mean, Bishop Guertin flying all over the place, tic-tac-toe passing, and the Grizzlies are lucky to get these open looks and have these shots fall for them.
And I would tend to agree with you, with the exception that it is, and the whistles were put away on that one. It's a 4-point Cardinal lead. They've had some good looks, they just haven't capitalized. So good quick hands defensively by both teams here. As Paquette drives through the lane, high off the glass, no. Stealing a rebound was Kate Daly, and the beneficiary of that was Megan Stack, and she has 4.
And that time, taking her time, driving to the hoop and laying it up off the glass. Good offensive rebounds, 2 of them back-to-back for the Cardinals, and then they finally capitalize.
Cardinals up by 6 early going of this one, 2:20 left in the first quarter. And we're going to get another travel call here, this time against the Grizzlies. So each team with a travel call. Checking in now for the Cardinals is number 4, Molly Smith. We call her Great Malls of Fire.
Jerry Lee.
Heading to the bench is Paquette. She'll get a break.
You notice on that last possession, too, Winterburn, who's been a catalyst for the offense for Goffstown, was double-teamed. Travel led to the turnover. Bishop Guertin has the possession.
So that could be one of the wrinkles that Coach Craig talked about as Muller skies with a little left-handed baby hook. 16-8 Cardinals have doubled up the Grizzlies. Ball kicked around the perimeter. One dribble, loses the dribble. Back out to Winterburn. Ava, left-hand dribble, kick back out. A 3-point shot for Foreman, no. That ball was tipped. And they're going to say it went off of Stack. Possession will stay with the Grizzlies.
I'm wondering, since there's no shot clock here in New Hampshire, if Goffstown just sort of slows it down and works the perimeter right now.
Take the air out of the ball a little bit, maybe.
Yeah. Mix it up against the Grizzlies on offense.
Vaughn has the ball stolen by Stack. Stack will drive to the hoop, steps to the side, and will get an and one opportunity. She has 6, does the senior.
That was great body control, too. It almost looked like she was too far under the backboard to throw up a shot, but had her prayers answered, and now a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play opportunity for Bishop Guertin here.
That foul will go against Ava Winterburn. That is her first, the team's second. BG with 3 team fouls. Stack will head to the line, try to complete the three-point play. And tough sledding there as that one missed the rim and just hit the side of the backboard. So
also got to remember, too, Stack is left-handed, so that layup, which I thought was pretty difficult, and it was on her natural hand.
There you are. Murray fires from the outside. Yahtzee! Three-point shot by Olivia Murray. Here comes the BG pressure. They will extend it well in front of half court. Nice move there by Ruggiero, and that one goes out of bounds. Another turnover on the Grizzlies. 30-second timeout, and a good one being called by Coach Steve Largy. No panic yet. He has a very easygoing demeanor, and his team will reflect that. It is a 21-8 Cardinal advantage with 1:06 to go here in the first quarter. Jason Roby calling the action with Dave Collins and Steve Cody on the moving pictures.
Leaves Goffstown, Jason, with only 3 timeouts for the rest of the game, and Bishop Guertin still with all their 5 timeouts left. Portions of tonight's broadcast on the NFHS Network brought to you by Northwest Designs, Inc. Championship apparel is available online now from our partners at Northwest Designs, Inc. Commemorate your championship experience with an event t-shirt or sweatshirt today. The store link is online at NHIAA.org. That's also where you can find out about the rest of the tournaments. Boys basketball, girls basketball, hockey coming up this Saturday at the Snew Arena in Manchester. NHIAA.org for all the tournament information for all sports.
Well, you mentioned championship experience. One team has punched their ticket to the final in Durham. That'll be the Bedford Bulldogs. The winner of this one will go to face them as BG trying to punch their ticket. Side iron, no. Rebound taken by Ava Ruggiero, and they will clear the glass as Maggie Sasso comes over the half-court stripe. Crossover dribble kickback. We're going to get a foul on the floor called, and it looks like it's going to be Molly Smith. That's her first. It'll be the team's 4th.
Also want to say congratulations to Pembroke Academy as they advance with a big win over Oyster River today. I think it was by about, didn't get the exact score, but a good 20, 22-point margin. The second game of that doubleheader is Pelham and Laconia, and that's taking place right now. We hope to give you a halftime update and a final score before we sign off this evening.
Ava Ruggiero moving left to right on your dial and coming back across the way. Finds Ava Winterburn. They got it on the baseline. Jump shot. Sasso back iron. No. Rebound goes to Brooke, and it goes off of her hands. Muller couldn't control it. So free possession here for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, good looks by Goffstown at the hoop. Just can't convert on the what looks like to be easy shots.
Nice design play on the out of bounds, but Ruggiero lost the dribble, and Grizzlies fortunate to keep that possession.
See if they slow it down and hold for the last shot with 12.3 to go here in the first.
Meredith Winterburn will take the ball out of bounds, and it'll go to Sasso. They wanted a backcourt violation there. They thought maybe she touched it in the front court and went backcourt. Little forearm shiver, no call. And it appears that they will hold it for the last shot. Underneath, little left-hand dipsy-do. It was a good look for Sasso. They've had several, but she couldn't get it to go. So we will come to the end of the first quarter here. It has been all Guertin, 21-8. We'll head into the second quarter now, and obviously the Grizzlies not the start they had envisioned, as this Bishop Guertin team in their last 2 games were actually trailing in both of those efforts. Maybe they flipped the switch a little bit. You're Steve Largy in this Goffstown huddle. What are you telling your team?
I'm saying we got to hit our open shots and get back on defense, because Bishop Guertin, it looks like almost every possession they are looking to run and gun and you just need to get on your horse and get back and try to crash the boards too. Again, Bishop Guertin looks like the more speedier team, the more physical team right now. But if Goffstown can start to hit the open shots, maybe switch up the defensive BG, they have a chance to get back. But trailing by 13 after 1 quarter of play, not a good look right now, and they've had to burn 2 of their timeouts.
Transition defense, extremely important. Anytime you play this Bishop Guertin team, they're a team that likes to play with their hair on fire. They get up and down the racetrack here. And so Goffstown has to limit those transition buckets. Goffstown will get possession here to start things in the second quarter. Having trouble getting it in. It'll finally make its way over to Ava Vaughn. And they'll set up with Ava Ruggiero at the top of the key. She's marked closely by Murray. Bounce pass. Little 3-player weave here. 1 dribble and stop. Ball skips around to Sasso. Sasso loses the handle. Paquette steals it. And the Cards will slow things down and operate in a half-court set.
Now, 13-point lead, they can take the opportunity to pace themselves here.
Paquette goes towards the baseline. Finds Smith at the top. They rotate it over. And it'll come back this way again. Trying to establish the post. It's Stack at the foul line. Takes a little push and threw one up. She got hacked in the act. See if they're talking about it. I'm not sure what the call will be here. They're going to call a travel against Stack. So a meeting of the minds proves to be a short one. They call Stack for the travel. Possession will go to the Grizzlies.
Watch out, Bishop Guertin with the full court pressure right here. See if they back off or try to continue it.
A bigger court will help you out in a situation like that. They play on a much smaller court at BG, which makes life difficult for many teams that come into the Cardinal nest. But here at Londonderry, a little bit bigger floor. And the floor at UNH, even bigger. Fired from way downtown and knocked down by Ava Winterburn.
Well, Jason, she hasn't been available to be open in the last 5 or 6 possessions by Goffstown, but give her the opportunity, and she shows right there that she can drain it from outside. Try to heat up from that corner.
Turnover there as Muller tried to force feed it into Stack. She was double teamed. It went off of her hand and found its way into a Grizzly paw. Back the other way comes Goffstown. They'll operate in the half court. Winterburn of the Meredith variety got it back over to Sasso. Right-hand dribble. And we'll get a full timeout. Nope, we're going to get a foul call. Several things going on here, a plethora of activity.
Yeah, I saw the signal for full timeout as well.
Full timeout, but I think they're going to call Kate Daly on the foul, I believe.
Yep.
So that'll be her first personal. 5 on the team. A couple of Cardinals will check in off the bench. So that was a confusing back and forth there, but we'll move forward. Ooh, pretty move behind the back by Ava Ruggiero. They get the ball into the key to Vaughn. Vaughn skips it across. This is Winterburn, and that ball stolen, and here comes Lynch. She finds Murray all alone, went up too hard. A push in the back on Lynch, no call. Back the other way come the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Murray took that. It was sort of like her off step, like a bad hop in baseball.
I think she thought maybe she had taken a false step, and it would have been 3 steps if she had taken one more, so she kind of got caught in between. What a pretty thread of the needle there from Paquette to Murray.
Yeah, that time was a perfect pass and a perfect layup. Again, run and gun for Bishop Guertin. Goffstown looking for the answer right here. They trail 23-11, clock ticking, 5:28 to go here in the second quarter, and the Grizzlies with the basketball.
Back up top it goes to Ava Ruggiero. 1 dribble and done. Over to Vaughn. Looking for some help. Able to find it in Ava Winterburn. Not shy. Back iron. No. Paquette will run. Finds Lynch. Little Euro stepped and the ball was blocked. A little leather souffle by Winterburn.
Oh, great defense right there. Winterburn missed the shot badly, but got back on defense.
And a bank shot. I don't know if she called glass, but it went in. Winterburn. She has 11 of the 13. Murray directing traffic. Right side of the circle. On ball pick. Get it back into the low block. Kick out Lynch. Lynch will drive baseline. Great ball control, body control, and a good save. They're going to say that Stack was on the line. Possession goes to the Grizzlies. Looks like Goffstown has settled down a little bit. Still down by 10, but a different feel for this Goffstown team right now.
Right, and now Winterburn for Goffstown is going towards the bench. So Grizzlies have to find another outlet for offense here on these next few possessions, with Winterburn taking a seat on the sidelines.
Penny Annis and look like Carolyn Foreman have checked in for Coach Steve Largy and the Grizzlies, and back the other way. A nice look from the corner. Fired, no. Good box out there. Stack clears the glass. Cards will run. Good job of getting back on defense there by Goffstown. Nice job of a pass underneath. Up, and a chance for a three-point play. Wheeler goes up strong.
Haven't called her name much tonight, but a perfect offensive move. Got the ball and just spun towards the basket. And now Bishop Guertin with an opportunity to add to this dozen-point lead.
Lynch will head to the bench. Molly Smith will head back in for the Cardinals. 12-point advantage, 4:14 to go here in the first half. Wheeler back iron misses. And back the other way comes the Grizzlies. Nice ball fake. Oh, a try for the steal, went underneath it. And that's going to be Stack's second foul. If it does in fact go against her, I believe it was Megan Stack, or it'll be your first foul rather.
Ruggiero quiet tonight as well, but a pretty move right there. Split the defense with a fancy dribble.
Yeah, she's got real good handles, and calmly knocks down the free throw, so Ava's in the books.
6 fouls called against Bishop Guertin here in the first half, and 4 called against Goffstown with 4:03 to go in the second quarter.
Muller will come into the game. Heading out will be Murray. So they get a little height back on the floor to get this rebound potentially. There will be no such thing, as 2 for 2 goes Ava Ruggiero. Back the other way comes Paquette. Operating the half court, has her pocket picked. They're going to say a foul called on number 3, Ava Ruggiero. Tough angle for us to see. Thought she got all ball, but that's why we're up here. Undefeated from up here, by the way.
On calls and no calls, yes. It's better that way. That's why we don't get argued with the officials or get kicked out.
Pretty pass finds its way into Muller, and she has 4. They took advantage of the height differential there. And a triple team in the key. Goffstown able to come away with a left-handed jump shot is up and good. Penny Ennis is in the books, and a nice make there.
Yeah, you call that an excuse me bucket, because there were about 3 turnovers that should have happened, but Goffstown able to get the bucket.
Speaking of turnovers there, Stack reached in, got the ball, and she was fouled. That one's going to go against her number counterpart, Penny Ennis, who had that pretty jump shot just a moment ago.
So now 3:22 left in the second quarter, and both teams will be in the bonus the rest of the way out of this first half.
21-12, great rush album, as number 21, Ava Vaughn, will head out. Number 12, Ava Winterburn, will check in for the Grizzlies. Paquette, top of the key, thought about it, crossover, step back, front iron, no. Rebound goes to Winterburn.
Just didn't look like she got all of that shot, fading away from the three-point arc. Left it short.
Crossover dribble here, Ruggiero. Double team, thought it was coming, it did not. She'll work against Molly Smith, and they'll reset in the half court. Nice dribble drive, goes up and under, too much on that one. Clearing the boards is Brooke Muller, the tallest player on the floor at 6'2".
You notice as soon as the shot goes up too, on defense, a ton of white jerseys underneath the bucket looking for the rebound.
Got to crash the glass, no question about it. 2:40 to go here. Daly in the corner working on Sasso. Nice bounce pass into Stack. Pretty pass through the paint, and Smith's going to get called for travel.
Good concept. Again, we mentioned the tic-tac-toe passing, but got to pick up your foot before you put the ball down.
They get in good triple threat position, and then they use that ball fake, but sometimes they drag that foot, and as a result, the turnover will give the Grizzlies the ball. And oh, by the way, still down 10.
Hanging around.
2:23 to go here. First half action. Ball goes down to the far right side. A little handoff, no call. And the foul will be called the second time around on Muller. Chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way for Ava Winterburn.
Well, they thought they had Winterburn stopped in the baseline right there, but again, that spin move proved to be positive, and she lays it up and in. And now, again, Goffstown down 10, down 11. Now has a chance to cut it to within 7 points. They're just hanging around here in the late stages of this first half.
Ava Winterburn, the 6'1" senior forward, calmly drains the free throw. She has 14 of the 20 points here in the first half.
She averages 26 points per ball game here for Goffstown this season.
And what Coach Craig said, she's going to get her points. She's going to make her baskets, have to limit everybody else and take care of things on our side. Tough shot there by Murray. Cards come away with the offensive rebound daily, and they'll set back up in the half court. So a second opportunity for Guertin in this possession.
Yeah, Murray's been kind of quiet here in the second quarter, too, after coming out blazing in the first quarter for Bishop Guertin.
Paquette will fire from way downtown. No, doesn't get the roll, and clearing the glass is Winterburn. Chance to get this to inside 5. 1:31 to go here in the first half. Little backdoor cut, Sasso. Nice job, no travel call, no blocking call. And back the other way comes Murray, little Euro step too hard off the glass. And Daly, instead of putting it right back up, brought it back out to Paquette. Back to Daly. She's not shy. No, misses everything. And ball gonna go to the Grizzlies. So checking back in for Goffstown here is Meredith Winterburn. And she will give Carolyn Foreman a break.
Yeah, Bishop Guertin just too hectic on that possession. They had every opportunity to slow things down. Instead, it just looked like they were scatterbrained and throwing up shots and missing badly.
Scattered and a little out of sorts, exactly the way I would have phrased it. Goffstown a chance to get to inside of 5 points here on this possession. Sasso, kick out, fired, way downtown, back iron, no, bodies hit the floor. It's gonna go against Goffstown, and I think it's gonna be against Ava Winterburn.
And that should lead to a 1-and-1 on the other end for Bishop Guertin. But a minute to go, Jason, and remember, at the end of the first quarter, Bishop Guertin had a 21-8 lead. So you look at that, 12-6. Goffstown outscoring BG here in the second quarter. But that's the third personal foul against Winterburn for Goffstown, so she's got to sit for the rest of this half.
Yeah, that's a tough one to take. Murray, bounce pass up to Stack, top of the key. They'll reverse it. Paquette didn't even look at the basket.
And they'll call that an offensive possession foul. That's why it's just an inbounds pass instead of 1-and-1 shots.
Pretty move there by Stack. They're trying to establish her early. The senior has 8 points here in the first half. 35 seconds to go. Sasso tried to get that over the top. Stack stepped into the paint and intercepted a pretty bounce pass. Oh, and they're going to say that Murray was fouled there, pushed in the back on that ball fake, and that one will go against Penny Annis, her second.
That could have gone as a couple of steps into travel, but instead, Bishop Guertin lucks out. And now Murray at the line for 1-and-1 with 27.8 seconds to go. Again, it was just a 5-point lead a few moments ago for BG, and now it's up to 9 and a chance to push it to double digits.
So a little pause in the action as Foreman will check back in for Annis.
Annis, I think, had some blood somewhere on her face or around her lip. That's why she had to check out. Trainer took care of that, but she still has to sit on the bench.
Murray in and out. Misses the front end of that 1-and-1 opportunity. 23 seconds to go. Goffstown down by 9, 29-20. Around it goes Sasso. Back over into the corner. Meredith Winterburn working on Stack. Left-hand dribble, top of the key. Ball gets intercepted by Daly. Feels the pressure, comes back the other way. And they're going to say that one went off Stack. She lost the handle.
Huge possession right here for Goffstown with 4.8. If they can push it and score a bucket, give them a little bit momentum going into the locker room here.
Guertin applying full court pressure here, going to make life difficult this final 4.5 seconds. As coming over half court is Ava Ruggiero. She throws one up, comes up well short. But if you are Coach Steve Largy and you take a look up at that scoreboard, you see your team is down 29-20. It was 21-8 in the first quarter. Have to be real pleased about that second quarter effort.
Yeah, the only well, a few things you got to worry about. Murray, if she can heat up in the third quarter, and also Winterburn for Goffstown on the bench for the final minute with 3 personal fouls. But other than that, give credit to the Grizzlies for hanging around here as we head towards halftime.
So it was a relatively calm second quarter. Bishop Guertin will head into halftime ahead by 9, 29-20. You are watching the NFHS Network Division I Girls Semifinal Basketball action. Jason Roby calling the play-by-play along with Dave Collins. Steve Cody is on the moving pictures.
And we want to say thank you to our sponsors, bringing you portions of tonight's broadcast on the NFHS Network. They do include UNH Army ROTC. You can go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education and leadership. As an Army officer, you'll learn to be a decision maker and a mentor in any environment at any scale. It's a challenging path, but the choice is simple. Decide to lead. Go to goarmy.com/officer. That's goarmy.com/officer. To learn more about Army ROTC, you can contact your local scholarship and enrollment officer. That is Joseph LaPlante. His email, joseph.laplante with an E, LAPLANTE @unh.edu, or you can give him a call, 603-862-7075. That's 603-862-7075 for UNH Army ROTC. Also, tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by New England Yard Greetings. From sports banquets to senior nights, Yard Greetings make any occasion even more memorable. Let New England Yard Greetings spell out your personalized message. You can learn more at newenglandyardgreetings.com. And Service Credit Union is the official credit union of the NHIAA and New Hampshire High School Sports. Learn more about how they can help support your financial goals too at servicecu.org/NHIAA. That is servicecu.org/NHIAA. Bedford punched their ticket to the Division I championship game at UNH on Sunday with a 64-60 win over Portsmouth. Here at halftime in the second game of our doubleheader, it's Bishop Guertin 29 and Goffstown 20. We'll be back with first half stats and the start of the third quarter from Londonderry High School here in New Hampshire right after these words on the NFHS Network. Sat out for about the last minute of the second quarter, but if Goffstown can stick around, you fight for that underdog role, maybe you get the crowd into it a little bit, only down by 9 now. See what the Grizzlies can do in the third quarter, but for Bishop Guertin right now, they've just got to clean up their act and play a little bit more perfectionist basketball because they come into this game undefeated.
You mentioned Ava Winterburn for the Grizzlies. She has 14 of the 20 Goffstown Grizzly points. On the other side of the ledger, there are 6 Cardinals on the scoring ledger, led by Murray 6, Lynch's 7, and Megan Stacks 8. So we'll have to watch and see here if a couple of things happen. One, can Winterburn of the Ava variety stay out of foul trouble, and can anyone else get into that scoring column? Lots to be decided here in the next 16 minutes. The winner to punch their ticket to Durham. Cardinals with the early second half possession. Murray tried driving baseline. It was blocked off. Wheeler will set things back up, and they'll reverse the floor. They'll hand it off to Paquette and quickly to Stack way at the top of the circle. She'll run in there. Pretty left-hand lay-in by Stack. They cleared the lane and let Stack drive it in, and she has her 10th point of the evening. Coming back the other way now is Maggie Sasso. She'll give it up and rotate through. Ava Ruggiero now working against Paquette, who'll move her feet. Losing the handle, fortunate enough there, but gets it on the give and go. Pretty bounce pass on the backside and found herself underneath the hoop to Ava Vaughn. Back the other way comes Murray, and she'll finish at the hoop for an easy bucket.
Yeah, we talked off the air about Murray, who was kind of quiet in that second quarter, showing her worth here to start the third quarter for Bishop Guertin.
7 minutes to go here in the third quarter, a 13-point Guertin advantage, and coming away with that one, and a nice play there by Ava Winterburn, and she has 16.
Hey, just to remind everyone, tomorrow we'll be at Sanborn High School. Number 3 Pelham taking on number 2 Kennett. That game will be at 5:30 Eastern time here on the NFHS Network. And then the second game of that doubleheader in Division II on the girls' side, number 5 Laconia going up against Bow. That'll be at 7:30. Both games at Sanborn tomorrow here, starting at 5:30 on the NFHS Network.
We're like a well-oiled machine here, Dave Collins. We're on our A game here today as Paquette knocks down the first. Looking forward to calling those 2 games with you tomorrow at Sanborn, but a lot of action to take care of here first. Winner to go to Durham to face the Bedford Bulldogs, winner of the first semifinal here earlier. Paquette goes 2 out of 2 on that trip to the line. Senior has 4 points, and here comes the pressure. Lynch trying to mark up, and going on the back door there was Ava Ruggiero. Fired from way downtown, back iron, no, and strange looking box out there. Proves to be ineffective, driving through the lane and like a knife through hot butter, Ava Ruggiero.
Yeah, we saw her do that in the first half. She's got the speed and the quickness.
Answering on the other side of things, Hannah Lynch will go up and get a bucket. So anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah, Bishop Guertin with a little 2-2-1 backcourt pressure, but Goffstown gets it over the timeline.
Up top and reversing the floor to Ruggiero. Ava, ball over her head, looking for help. Pick on ball, a nice roll, pull-up jumper in the lane is good. Nice make there by Ava Winterburn.
Soft touch right there, and a nice move by Ruggiero. Thought she was going to penetrate, but instead a little give and go, screen and roll.
Wheeler kick out, no. Lynch went up for the rebound. Ball's on the floor. They're going to call a jump ball. Possession will go to Goffstown.
Just a reset, too, after this possession hour for Goffstown. 3 timeouts remaining for the Grizzlies for the game, and all 5 remaining for Bishop Guertin here with 5:40 to go in the third quarter.
So Wheeler will check out. Muller will check back in for the Cardinals. Goffstown will operate in the half court. Over to the baseline it goes. Sasso will bring it back. She'll head to the elbow. Little runner in the lane. Kiss, no. Fights for the rebound. Can't stay in bounds. Stack will come the other way. Pretty bounce pass there. And maybe taking one extra step. Didn't need to. Stack goes up and is hacked in the act. And she'll head, I think, to the line. We'll see. Yeah, it'll be 2 free throws for Stack.
If this is on Winterburn, and it's not, fortunately, that would have been her 4th. They'll call it instead against Goffstown's Meredith Winterburn.
So it's against the Winterburn,
Right,
but thankfully the one that's not in foul trouble.
And that's the second team foul whistle against the Grizzlies here in the second half. Bishop Guertin with none called against them.
Daly will check back in for Paquette. Stack made the first of 2 free throws. She has 11 so far here in the contest.
A little bit better free throw percentage for both teams here than what we saw in the first game so far. I know I probably jinxed you.
I was going to say, as that ball's in the air, I'm like, uh-oh. 2 for 2 for Stack. She's got 12 on the night here. 39-26, Guertin, 13-point Cardinal advantage. Top of the key, Sasso. Gets the pick on ball, but then doesn't use it. Little roll, kicked into the corner. Nice ball fake. Ava Ruggiero knocks down the 3-pointer.
Okay, well, she can hit from the inside. She shows right there if she's open. She can hit from beyond the arc. Grizzlies hanging around again.
And Murray had her pocket picked. I think it was Ruggiero. So another turnover by the Cardinals. 10-point advantage, BG. Sloppy play early going of the third quarter here. The runner in the lane, no, and the Cardinals kind of just watch that ball. Stack lost the handle and drives through the lane, and she'll get hacked in the act.
And again, if this is against Ava Winterburn, nope, they'll call that against Ava Ruggiero.
So just like we were watching.
That's her third.
Yeah, her third foul, but as we were watching intently in that first game to see if McCarthy would foul out, we're watching Winterburn to make sure she doesn't get that 4th foul. Stack hits the first. She'll get a second.
Murray goes to the bench for BG.
Stack goes 2 for 2 here. We'll get a timeout. 30-second variety called by Coach Grake. He wants to talk something over here. It is a 41-29 Guertin advantage. 4:16 to go here in the third quarter.
And portions of tonight's broadcast on the NFHS Network brought to you by, well, you can log on to NHIAA.org to get scholarship information for awards offered by 2 of our partners, the Granite State Dairy Promotion and Aroma Joe's. And injuries and illnesses do not have appointments, so neither should you. Convenient MD is ready for whatever brings you in from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days per week, and no appointment is needed with over 30 locations in the New England region. Expert care for both kids and adults is just around the corner at Convenient MD. So Bishop Guertin calls timeout. That leaves them with 4 for the rest of the game. and Goffstown with 3 for the rest of the game. Possession arrow points the way of Goffstown if there is a tie-up.
So Bishop Guertin next year will have 3 players heading to play college ball. Brooke Paquette and Caitlin Wheeler will head to Stonehill College. They're in the NEC Conference, Division I on full scholarships. And Liv Murray, meanwhile, will head to Franklin Pierce, a Division II NE10 conference on a full scholarship. So if you're wondering why the Cards are undefeated so far, there's 3 reasons. Fired from the outside and knocked down. Maggie Sasso is in the books. Don't look now, 41-32. Paquette goes the other way and gets it to go. 3-point opportunity here for Paquette.
Paquette goes up with the left hand, gets the friendly roll, and the answer to the 3-pointer by Sasso, who has been very quiet tonight for Goffstown.
No chance to really celebrate that make if you're Goffstown, because just as quickly as that ball tickles the bottom of the twine, the Cards are off and running. Paquette answering the call at the other end. Chance for a 3-point play here.
And that's the 4th personal against Goffstown's Ava Ruggiero, who heads to the bench right now with 4 personals.
Well,
and
that's
14
huge.
fouls called against Goffstown so far in the 3rd quarter. None whistled against BG, and we've got 3:48 to go in the 3rd.
And that could spell doom if you're Coach Largy and company, so they'll have to play good, solid offense here and stingy defense if they want to keep this from getting too far out of hand. We'll get a foul call, and the Cards can't believe it. Muller kind of smiling, and they'll call a little blocking foul on her. That's her 2nd personal.
Cardinals bench not too happy with that. A little bit of a late whistle. But you're right, with Ruggiero, who is going to bring the ball, who's going to handle the ball now for Goffstown? I mean, they did a good job on this possession, but you can see Ava was the one that was mostly bringing the ball up the court on offense for the Grizzlies' possessions.
And this is the time when that Guertin pressure could really start to stand out here if you lose that ball handler.
Grizzlies, though, still hanging around, now down only by 10 points.
Winterburn 2 for 2 on that trip. She has 20, 3:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
By the way, that foul was called against Muller, her 2nd. Only the team's 1st for BG here in the 2nd half.
Paquette tried to force it in there, and it was stolen. Back the other way comes Goffstown, and an and-one opportunity. Foul will go against Murray. Goffstown ecstatic.
A little bit of a run here for the Grizzlies, and you can see some of the crowd paying a little bit more attention here to what's going on the Goffstown sideline.
Meredith Winterburn, a 5'9" sophomore, goes in, and she'll get a chance to knock down a 3-point play here, and she does.
Winterburn is loaded up here in the 3rd quarter and brings her team to within 7 points. And now, just as we said, Goffstown fans on their feet in front of us here at Londonderry High School.
And this place is alive. Goffstown has brought the den with them here to Londonderry. Daly to Stack. Dribble penetrate, up and in. Stack with the right hand.
That's not her natural hand either, and a great move right there to sort of silence the Goffstown fans just for a moment and put her team back up to 9 points.
No call on either player, no travel. Ball skipped around the outside. Sasso goes baseline, finds a nice pass in the paint. Too much mustard on that hot dog as Vaughn missed it. Back the other way comes Daly, and the track meet continues.
Yeah, BG just too fast on that one. A great job. They saw that they were going to get the rebound, and the 2 outlets were way in the front court for the easy layup.
Just like that, the lead is 11. Nice move by Sasso, up and under, and can't complete it. But she'll head to the line, and Paquette will pick up the personal.
Well, we go back to a possession or two ago, Jason, and we mentioned in the pregame the chemistry and how all these girls look out for each other for Goffstown and how that sort of has matured since December when these teams first played. You can see it right there. The energy, the Grizzlies still have it, only trailing by 9 points right now.
Missing the first. They care about one another, no question about it, and that makes a difference, especially through a long season.
I should mention it's 11 points. My math was off. That's why I went to summer school. I apologize. 48-37 is 11, kids, for those of you listening at home.
We just want to see if you were all paying attention at home.
No, but my 8-year-old nephew could probably do a better job.
Sasso goes 1 for 2 on that trip. A 10-point Guertin advantage. Lynch Off to the right side, finds Paquette. They skip it across the way over to Wheeler, back to Paquette. Cardinals content to just kind of go around the key with this one. Paquette thought about it. Runner in the lane is good, and what a make there by Paquette.
She switched hands halfway up in the air to avoid the contact and get the bucket.
She's got 9.7 of them here in the third quarter. 50-38 Guertin. And we're going to get a call, a timeout, a 30-second variety. Coach Steve Largy wants to talk something over here. He thinks that this possession extremely important, needing to come away with some points on this possession.
Yeah, that leaves the Grizzlies with only 2 timeouts for the rest of the ball game, and Bishop Guertin with 4 timeouts remaining. And today's game, brought to you in part by Championship Apparel, is available online from our partners at Northwest Designs, Inc. Commemorate your championship experience with an event t-shirt or a sweatshirt today. The store link for Northwest Designs, Inc. is available at NHIAA.org. A reminder, tomorrow we will be at Sanborn High School. Division II girls basketball semifinal action. Number 3 Pelham takes on number 2 Kennett. That's the first game up at 5:30 Eastern time. Then it's number 5 Laconia taking on the number 1 seed Bow at 7:30 tomorrow night from Sanborn High School right here on the NFHS Network starting at 5:30 Eastern time, another doubleheader.
Pretty impressive bios on those 4 teams that we'll be seeing tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit more about that.
Well, Laconia with the big upset over Hanover, 55-47. A little bit of a shocker there.
Yahtzee from the outside. Ava Winterburn hits a triple. She's got 23.
2-1-2 zone defense, it looks like, by Goffstown right now, and they are switching.
A little matchup here as Wheeler, left-hand dribble. Cardinals showing good patience, trying to find the open flasher. Trying to establish stack, then on the block over the top, no call there. Again on the block, this time it does get whistled as Ava Winterburn, and that will be, I believe, her 4th foul.
That's why you hear the boos from the Goffstown fans right below us.
Well, I think they didn't call the first one. The second one was a little more aggressive, but that's a huge foul as she will head to the bench and
remember,
with her 23 points.
She joins Ruggiero on the bench too for Goffstown.
But you can't take them with you. 53 seconds to go. Murray heads to the rack and hits the deck hard. No call. 46 seconds to go. 50-41. Kick out. Goffstown trying to cut into this Guertin lead. It's just 9 right now. Paquette in the hip pocket. Sasso stepping into that passing lane, and we're going to say that Paquette was on the baseline, so possession will stay with the Grizzlies right in front of us here.
It's a heck of a hustle, though, by Paquette of Bishop Guertin right there to try to knock it off the Goffstown player.
Ball comes into Maggie Sasso. She'll work against Paquette on the right side. Crossover dribble to the elbow into the paint. Kick out. Nearly a steal, but Goffstown fortunate to come away with it. Vaughn got it back over to Winterburn. And a handoff there to Ava Vaughn. Skip pass across the way. Sasso, 6 seconds. And a make at the bucket. Great patience there, Sasso. And we're going to head to the 4th quarter. Don't look now, 50-43, just a 7-point Guertin advantage.
Portions of tonight's game being brought to you in part by the UNH Army ROTC. Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, you'll learn to be a decision maker and a mentor in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, but the choice is simple. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer. That's goarmy.com/officer. To learn more about Army ROTC, you can contact your local scholarship and enrollment officer. That's Joseph LaPlante. You can email him at joseph.laplante, that's LaPlante with an E, at unh.edu, or by calling them at 603-862-7075, 603-862-7075 for the UNH Army ROTC. 8 minutes up on the board as we're just about ready to start the 4th quarter. And Bishop Guertin with a 7-point lead, 50-43 over Goffstown. BG with 4 timeouts remaining for the ball game. 2 timeouts remaining for Goffstown. Possession arrow points the way of BG if there's a tie-up.
Well, you can't. It's going to end for someone today, the season will. That was a 23-21 quarter. Goffstown outscoring Guertin there. Lynch, the runner in the lane, kind of out of control and misses it. Murray keeps her feet in bounds. Don't have the numbers, so they will bring things back and set it up in the half court. This is Lynch at the top right. Over to Wheeler. Stack faces the triple team. Paquette's not shy. Should have been maybe. That's going to go off of Stack's hands. 50-43 Cardinals. 7:33 to go in this one. In that third quarter, 44 total points. But Goffstown outscoring BG.
And remember, Ava Winterburn, the leading scorer for Goffstown, on the bench with 4 fouls. Also Ava Ruggiero, who's been bringing the ball up for the Grizzlies, on the bench too in foul trouble.
Jump ball going to stay with Goffstown. And I got to ask you, Dave, at what point in this game, as you look at the scoreboard, do you bring those two back? And
well, one of them's coming back
say
in
no
right
more,
now.
Ava's coming back in the game. So Carolyn Foreman with some valuable minutes there as she'll head to the bench. And if you coach Largy, if they told you you'd only be down by 7 in the fourth quarter with 8 minutes to play, you'd take that.
As long as it stays single digits, the deficit for Goffstown, I keep Ava Winterburn on the bench.
Sasso working against Paquette. Murray couldn't come over the top and grab it. She'll try to mark up Ava Ruggiero. They'll get it back over to Meredith Winterburn. Into the baseline it goes. Little push off on Stack.
Oh.
No, a little over the back, and they're going to say, is it a foul? I think it is. It's going to be a foul called. And it's going to be against Sasso, I believe. And that is going to be the 6th team foul against Goffstown. So no more fouls to give. One more foul on Goffstown. That'll put them in the 1-and-1 bonus. Meanwhile, 3 team fouls against Guertin. This is Stack in the half court. As you look over the scores table, someone getting ready to come back in. Underneath, power dribbling in. I have no idea how that went in, nor does she. Ear-to-ear smile there by Megan Stack.
That was luck. We're coming up on St. Patrick's Day. She had the 4-leaf clover because she basically chucked it up against the backboard on the rim and somehow managed to fall through.
Well, we've answered both of our questions as Ava Winterburn will check back in for Goffstown. There is no tomorrow. Completes the 3-point play, does Stack.
Now it's up to 10, a 10-point lead for the Cardinals.
Stack has 19. Lynch. Fired from the outside, Yahtzee! Ava Ruggiero with a 3-pointer. The lead is back to 7. Paquette directing traffic, clearing the left side lane. Stack at the top of the key now, left-hand dribble. Good patience here by the Cards. They go underneath, there's the double team. Stack couldn't get it to go, but got her own rebound, cleaned the glass with some Windex and some Bounty, and gets hacked in the act.
And again, same play. They set it up for right underneath the bucket. That time it didn't fall. But if I'm BG, next possession, Stack's getting it. Next possession, Stack's getting it. She can do that all day long, and either she's going to make it or she's going to get fouled.
I like the defensive philosophy there, though. They were fronting her, and they came from behind her as well, and it got there just a half a step late. Stack knocks down the first.
Foul was called against Ava Vaughn of Goffstown. That's her 3rd personal. 8 fouls called against Goffstown. Only 3 whistled against BG with 6:06 to go in the 4th.
So if it turns into a free throw contest, that would favor Guertin.
And give Stack credit. She's been hitting her foul shots too, and now almost comes away with another steal.
And here comes the pressure defense. Stack with a near steal. Goffstown barely gets it over the timeline, and a steal there by Stack, and she'll run. Pretty pass on the move, too hard. Wheeler got the rebound, just threw it up. Would have been better to take a dribble, and here come the Grizzlies. Stepping into that passing lane, great body control by Paquette. Crossover dribble, back and forth action here in the Division I semifinals. Out of control, Paquette went up, and we're gonna get A little push and shove. I don't know if there'll be a foul call or a jump ball call.
Now, both officials blew their whistle at the same time, the two that you see on your screen right now. The female official is going over to Paquette. They haven't signaled anything yet, whether it's jump ball or a foul or a technical foul.
So a little animosity shown here in the later stages of this one. Is it a jump ball or is it a foul? No foul has been called at the table. Coach Craik wants an explanation. The arrow is pointing towards Bishop Guertin.
And you keep hearing the horn. The score doesn't know what was called.
They're trying to tell the referees what the deal is.
Officially a jump ball. So, yeah, so both officials raised their hand and blew the whistle at the same time. They just couldn't agree on what the actual call was.
Well, they got it right. They go over the top to Paquette, and she'll set things up offensively in the half court. Underneath it goes to Stack, up strong, too strong. Tried to fight through that double team. Someone was open, and someone is open. Fired from the outside, in and out. And hitting the deck hard. They're going to say it was on the floor. They're going to call Paquette, I believe, with the push.
That's a break for Goffstown right there.
And it's going to be against, I think it's against Kate Daly. So,
oh, wow.
55-46, things getting a little physical, a little sloppy here, Dave Collins.
Coaching staff of Bishop Guertin, as the official came over, he said, I don't want to hear it. I could read his lips. He said, I don't want to hear it, and put his hands up.
Top of the key it comes, and more physical play. The referees let him continue. Kick out. Lynch in the corner, marking up Winterburn. She goes baseline. Good patience here by Goffstown. A nice look. Up and under, and the foul is going to go against Stack. Nice ball fake there by Ava Winterburn.
So second against Stack, fifth as a team against Bishop Guertin. So they're slowly but surely racking them up. And again, we talked about it. The way the Grizzlies can get back in this ball game is from the charity stripe. 55-46, Bishop Guertin with the 9-point lead. 4:54 to go in the fourth quarter. But you got to make your foul shots, and Ava Winterburn just missed the first of two.
Rare miss there for Ava. She has 23 points. Make that 24. 1 out of 2 for the 6'1" senior forward. Leading scorer here in the state this year at 26 a game, 13 boards a game, averaging a double-double. Bishop Guertin now in the half court. Nice pass out from Stack. Lynch, left-hand dribble, slices through the defense and puts it off the backboard.
That was a sweet move right there. You mentioned it, cut the defense and an easy layup, and now some pressure in the backcourt, and another steal by BG.
Steal by Lynch, and her arm is grabbed. It looks like it's going to go against Meredith Winterburn.
And again, BG shooting the rest of the way as this is the 9th foul called against Goffstown. Grizzlies with 2 timeouts left and 4 timeouts left for the Bishop Guertin Cardinals.
We'll get a substitution here as Ava Vaughn will check in and Penny Ennis will head to the bench. 1-on-1 opportunity for Lynch. No. But Stack got the rebound. Little baseline jumper leaner, no. Clear to the glass, and Stack just playing possessed. I think we're going to get a full timeout for the Cards there. So
that should have been a traveling violation against Stack. She threw up the shot, it didn't hit anything, and she brought it back down with her.
Unless maybe it was blocked, I'm not sure, but 4:22 to go in this one, a 10-point Guertin game. It feels a lot closer than that.
Yeah, Grizzlies are hanging around right now, but the bigger bodies for Bishop Guertin are winning on the offensive glass and easily putting it back up. I mean, you look at Stack and how many putbacks has she had, or has gotten the basketball and thrown it right back out for another possession to drain some more time off the clock.
Free throws so far, it looks like BG is 11 for 14. And on the other side of the ledger, 8 for 11 for Goffstown.
So a little bit better free throw percentage than what we saw in the last game.
Yeah.
Bedford won 64-60 over Portsmouth.
And
that's what it'll come down to, because you know being up by 10 points right now for BG. They are going to get fouled as we head towards the waning stages of the fourth quarter with 4:22 left.
So 4:22 to go, a 57-47 Guertin advantage. They will take it in from the out-of-bounds area just underneath the basket. Stack finds the open player over to Yahtzee. Number 12, Hannah Lynch knocks one down from distance.
Left her wide open. That's a big bucket right there for Bishop Guertin to go up by 13 points now.
Good play on the out-of-bounds design there by Coach Craik and their staff to make that happen. Good defense by Stack, moving her feet well. I thought the double team was going to come. It didn't.
Anna Vaughn, number 21 for Goffstown, has been wide open on the other side of the court. They just can't find her.
Oh, and a block shot there. The length of the Cardinals disrupted that shot. Paquette comes back the other way. And they get it to Stack and a reach in there. And that's going to go against Ava Winterburn. And I think that's her fifth.
The last 50 seconds for Goffstown have been a nightmare. First, the three-pointer made by BG to put them up by 13. The possession, which just looked messy on this side offensively. And now your best player, Ava Winterburn, fouls out with 3:33 to go in the ball game. And her team trailing by 13 points. And Stack, who has murdered you at the foul line in the third quarter and here in the fourth quarter, is at it once again.
And she has two. Both teams in the double bonus at this point, right? So Stack will head for two. Knocks down the first. Balcony Muppets are alive and well here.
BG only has they messed up the scoreboard. BG only has 5 fouls called against them.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Not your fault there. They had 10 up there for a moment. But yes, Goffstown has committed 10 fouls, so BG shooting 2 the rest of the way.
Book will close on Ava Winterburn, the 6'1" senior forward. It had a tremendous season. She had 24 points here in this one.
And another error by the scoreboard. They charged that foul on the scoreboard to Meredith Winterburn, number 14, which would have been her third personal. It was clearly whistled on Ava Winterburn. That was her 5th, so she's disqualified because she fouled out. And now the scoreboard operator has it correct.
Okay. So
you can trust us up here, right?
Sure.
Now,
sure.
I mean, with fouls, not with scores, because the math just throws me off. But I can count up to 5 fouls.
And so now Ava Winterburn will head to the bench and
officially
gets a hug from head coach Steve Largy. What a career she has had here. What an outstanding game she had here, willing her team to get to this point in the season. The book will close, 24 points for her, and a well-deserved standing ovation from the crowd here in attendance at Londonderry High School.
When you have more than half your team's points in a ball game with 3:33 left to go, that's doing something special.
Yeah, no doubt about it, as Stack will knock down that shot. And Grizzlies will have to manufacture some points here in pretty quick order. They're down 62 to 47. Ava Vaughn will drive, and a little leather souffle. Travel called first on Vaughn, as good sportsmanship showed there by Lynch.
And just remember, it was less than a minute ago that it was only a 7-point ball game.
It comes in bunches against this Cardinal team. You look up, and the next thing you know, it's a little bit out of reach, but 3:10 to go here in this one. And the Cardinals will be content to just work the ball around the perimeter, I would guess. Paquette, a little forearm shiver. They're trying to foul. They don't. Lynch now dribble drive. Hands it off to Wheeler. Tried to go back door. Lynch, kick out, Stack. Stack nearly loses the handle. And again, a lot of time being run off here as Coach Largy content to just try and manufacture a steal here defensively. And they're going to get a foul, and the 5th foul on Ava Ruggiero. So that'll close the book on Ava. And she finishes the night with 10. So 34 of the 47 points scored here tonight by Goffstown coming off the hands of Ava Winterburn and Ava Ruggiero.
2 players that unfortunately won't be on the court for the end of the ball game with 2:39 to go. But for BG, you know, we talked about it at halftime, maybe overlooking Goffstown a little bit. even at the end of the third quarter, we thought, okay, you know, Goffstown hanging around, playing the underdog role, and here it's just in the fourth quarter as we go on, BG has put their foot a little bit harder on the throttle, on the gas pedal, and has taken off, and now with a 64-47 lead over Goffstown, looking to go on to meet Bedford of Sunday at UNH.
Maggie Sasso drives through the lane. She'll get hacked in the act and head to the line for a pair.
And the Bulldogs have seen enough too. They know who their opponent's going to be, as those girls, winners earlier over Portsmouth 64-60, are headed up 93 and 293, and will meet what looks to be Bishop Guertin on Sunday out in Durham.
Well, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Those two teams so familiar with one another. We saw good old-fashioned rock fight in Bedford just a couple of weeks ago. Bishop Guertin escaped with the victory to keep their undefeated season intact, and they'll have to do it one more if they want to keep it going. Bedford has other ideas. Sasso hits the first and then knocks down the second. 15-point Guertin advantage. Timeout on the floor called. 2:31 to go in this one. Jason Roby calling the action for you here. Dave Collins is on the color commentary. Steve Cody, the man on the moving pictures.
And we want to say thank you to all the sponsors for portions of tonight's broadcast of both games of our doubleheader. They do include Convenient MD, Granite State Dairy, also UNH Army ROTC, New England Yard Greetings, Service Credit Union, Northwest Designs Inc., also the New Hampshire Army National Guard, and scholarships, which you can find out more. They are being brought to you by the Granite State Dairy Promotion and Aroma Joe's. Tomorrow night, same crew will be at Sanborn High School. First game is number 3 Pelham taking on number 2 Kennett. That's on the girls' side for Division II. That game will start at 5:30 Eastern Time here on the NFHS Network. And then the second game of our doubleheader at approximately 7:30. We'll have the number 5 seed Laconia taking on the number 1 seed Bow in Division II. And those winners will go to UNH on Sunday as well. And we've got hockey. I should mention that. All 4 hockey championships, Division I, II, and III for boys and the girls. Ice Hockey Championship will be Saturday at the Snow Arena in Manchester. Our coverage will begin at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. All 4 games right here on the NFHS Network for New Hampshire.
Dave Collins going to need some extra lozenges.
And a pillow and a blanket maybe too.
Bishop Guertin student body just head to the exit as many of the boys basketball team, they lost a thriller at Nashua South just a couple of nights ago, as Nashua South will advance to the semifinals, as will Nashua North. So 2 of the 3 teams in Nashua in the Final Four against Bedford and Pinkerton respectively. That Final Four should be outstanding. Those games being played tomorrow night at Exeter High School. Stacked, take the ball out. Goffstown applying some pressure here late, and a blocking foul will be called on Ava Vaughn. 5'7" senior guard will rack up her 4th personal, I believe.
This is a special team that BG's got here. And I think, you know, what was said, maybe not necessarily at halftime, but between the 3rd and the 4th quarter was, hey, listen, guys, we know we've got the talent, we know we've got the speed, we know we've got the physicality. What are you doing out there? And start of the 4th quarter, Bishop Guertin was like, okay, and now it's time to take this team seriously and push forward. And they did just that. But give Goffstown credit. I mean, even with some of their better players on the bench, they were still managing to hang in there, down by 7, down by 9 points. But this is why Bishop Guertin is undefeated. This is why Bishop Guertin always takes that trip to Durham on the 3rd weekend in March.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Oh, a huge pick on ball there as Paquette shimmied backwards. The runner in the lane is no good, and yeah, you can't do that. Good hustle play, but you have to establish yourself in bounds before you try to save it.
And if I'm BG, yep, they're going to do that now. Take the starters out. No need for any injuries or anything crazy to happen here.
Well, actually, Coach Craig did just the opposite. He put 2 starters back in. So an interesting move there by Coach Craig, maybe to handle this pressure. Goffstown not going away. They're not willing to concede this game yet. And Paquette will get reached in by Maggie Sasso. I might also add that 2 of the 3 Avas that we mentioned have fouled out tonight. The third Ava has 4 personals.
You looking for the trifecta?
Well,
I mean, what is that ticket worth?
I don't know. Well, it just tells you that all 3 of them played their hearts out tonight. No questions about that.
Yeah, if I'm BG, I pull everybody off. You're up by 16 points with 1:40 to go. There's no need for it whatsoever.
Yeah, you don't want to get any fouls here, and we'll see as now they'll check back in. So Molly Smith, Kate Daly will come in.
And we got a final, well, not 2:20 left in the fourth quarter. Pelham well on their way to playing at UNH as they have a 65-31 lead over Laconia. And earlier it was Pembroke Academy over Oyster River, so Pembroke Academy moving on to play for a state championship as well.
Driving the baseline is Vaughn. She'll run circles around the competition. That one airmailed into the crowd, went over the Goffstown bench. FedEx that thing to the second row. 1:24 to go here in this one, a 67-49 Guertin advantage, and Stack is going to check out.
And now Goffstown putting in their lesser known players.
Nice move here by Coach Largy, and the Goffstown traveled well here tonight. A standing ovation for the Grizzlies as they gave a valiant effort here tonight.
And remember, their first game of the season,
Yeah.
it was BG all over the place.
73-47.
Right. A little bit closer here, and the scoreboard
Doesn't really say that, but
Right.
but yeah, if you turned off that scoreboard, you would not know that the game looked like this.
7-point deficit for Goffstown with just over 4 minutes to go in the fourth. Then their key players fouled out, and it's been all BG since then.
And they'll just try to run things out here as Reagan Gilmore Sr. has checked in. This is Lynch. They get the ball back up to Murray. She'll dribble. Found its way to Muller. All 5 Cardinals have touched it here. That was Kendra Patel getting into the action. Murray, a little pull-up jumper is no good, and she gets the offensive rebound, hits the deck, and jeez, Murray's a starter. She's still in the game. Guess they need someone to handle it, and just like that, she is no longer in the game.
He's
as
seen enough.
freshman Talia Drapo will check in, a 5'10 freshman forward. So it'll be Gilmore, Patel, Drapo, Muller, and Lynch. Meanwhile, for the Grizzlies, it's Gemma Permanarian. Excuse me if I said that wrong. Up and no good. Morgan Dodge is number 4. Number 5 is Shannon O'Brien. Looks like number 13's in there, Abigail Astano. And number 2, Peyton Duff. Want to congratulate the seniors for the Goffstown Grizzlies as their season will come to an end here on the court at Londonderry High School. Congratulations to Coach Largy, his staff, and the Goffstown Grizzlies for an outstanding season. It will end here at 15-4 overall, losing to the defending Division I state champion Bishop Guertin Cardinals, but it wasn't for a lack of effort. Congratulations to them. And Bishop Guertin will head back to Durham with a chance to defend their title against, and we can say it, their arch nemesis, the Bedford Bulldogs. Those teams know each other like the back of their hand. And when the season started, if someone told you it was going to be BG and Bedford, you probably just would have shaken your head and said, yep, we'll see you in Durham.
That's the winning ticket right there.
There it is.
Yeah, so BG, again, as we mentioned, not rebuilding, just reloading right here. Give a ton of credit to Goffstown, too, for hanging in there.
We'll take a look at the final scores here. We'll get somebody here in the post game. We'll take a look at Megan Stack's final numbers.
She stepped up when BG needed her, especially in the third and the fourth quarter, not only with points on defense and hitting the foul shots, which is something that we didn't see in the first game. And as Jason mentioned, we hope to grab somebody from Bishop Guertin to come up here to talk to. But a great effort by BG as they defeat Goffstown tonight 67-49, and it's Bedford and BG once again this weekend in UNH, or at UNH in Durham, New Hampshire, and we'll have that championship game for you here for Division I on the NFHS network.
We hope we can get Megan Stack up here. She finished with 26 points. More importantly, 12 out of 13 from the free throw line. Tom King of the Nashua Telegraph has grabbed her and is getting some comments. Local media talking to her, and when you look at this Bishop Guertin team, start to finish, this was their goal ultimately, to get to this point in the season and get to this championship game. And as we said, the more things change, the more they stay the same. It is a Bedford Bulldog team that will be looking to avenge the loss that they suffered to this Cardinal team. They got out to a huge lead in their regular season meeting, only to have Bishop Guertin storm back. Coach Gibbs and his staff at Bedford High School extremely excited to get back to that title game, and we'll be up in the 120-degree heat to call that one for you on the highlight guy with Steve Cody. But I want to thank Dave Collins for doing the color commentary here for us tonight on the NFHS network. Also, the man on the moving pictures, as always, is Steve Cody. He is the highlight guy. We're going to try to get Megan Stack up here for a few post-game comments as the crowd files out here. And we want to thank everybody for watching. You saw the 4 best teams in Division I basketball that the state of New Hampshire has to offer. And the last 2 standing will be the Bedford Bulldogs and the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. You can throw the records out because it's winner take all on Sunday from the campus in Durham. Take a look at the scoring ledger. Paquette and we have Megan Stack coming up to join us now. We'll hand her these headphones. Dave Collins getting her set up here. We'll see if you can head maybe down a row. Can we reach there, Megan? Can you see her, Steve? All right. Steve Cody, the highlight guy, working his magic here. Megan, first of all, want to congratulate you. Outstanding. Heading back to the Division I championship game. Wasn't easy, was it?
No, it was definitely not easy.
Talk to us about what that Goffstown team threw at you today that was maybe a little bit different than when you played them all those weeks ago.
Yeah, I think like any team, they get better as the season goes on. I mean, they have a lot of good shooters, a lot of good point guards. They're a threat kind of anywhere on the floor, so we knew that all week in practice, that our focus was just on defense, not letting them get middle, getting a hand in their face, kind of, it's mostly that half-court defense that we knew that they were going to beat us if they were. So, I mean, we knew what they were going to give us, and it was really just about us focusing on getting our stops and getting our kind of style of play.
Megan, you wear a lot of hats for this team. You defend, you pass the ball well, you hit the glass. Tonight, you became more of a scorer. Everybody was talking about Ava Winterburn, and rightfully so. The senior averages 26 points a game, leading scorer in the state. Tonight, you said, I can do that too. You dropped in 26 of your own. Talk to us a little bit about that focus. Were you really trying to score the basketball tonight? Was that kind of the game plan coming in?
I was just focusing on one play at a time. So if the ball ended up in my hands, I wanted to attack. I know they were going to foul, so trying to just take it to the basket. They weren't going to block my shot, and I know if I could get to the rim, I want to get to the rim. I think that's one of the things that I hadn't done a lot this season. I look to pass a lot and be more of a playmaker. And today and going into the playoffs, I really wanted to shift my game more to being an offensive threat as well as a playmaker, so they can kind of respect my shot, and especially on teams that are smaller, get that inside look.
Talk to us a little bit about your success from the free throw line. 12 out of 13 here tonight. Not always easy in a game that is such high pressure to go up there and calmly get those free throws. 12 out of 13, pretty good job by you. Something you focus on a lot in practice?
Yes, definitely. We've been doing them at least 4 times a practice where we count out of 10, and Brad will calculate our score as a team, and we want to get 70% or above for games like this because we know that sometimes they will come down to it. So it's been a thing that you practice since forever. I mean, I was doing them in the summer in the gym, empty gym with my dad shooting free throws for moments like this. So
Well, yeah, it definitely showed out there tonight. All right, now let's get to the business that everybody is talking about right now. We're making a return trip to Durham to face our old friend Bedford High School. What can you tell us about that one going into Sunday?
We know what they're going to give us, and we know what we're going to give them. So we're going to go into the next couple practices. You know, it's win and move on at this point. So we won. We have a couple practices left as a team. I mean, we are the energy. You can feel it in practice. You can feel it in the gym. And we just want to play our game. That's been a very, very common theme throughout the season, that no matter what the other team gives us, no matter what they play, we want to control the game for our pace of play and not kind of play on a defensive side. So like I said, I mean, just really just trying to focus on us, look to each other as a team, and just play for each other on Sunday.
Well, Megan, you'll get the chance to play for each other one more time. You're going to head back to Durham, a chance to defend your state title, a chance to do it as an undefeated team, and a chance to do it against the team that you should probably be doing it against in Bedford High School. We can't wait to watch you on the final Sunday here in Division I action. Congratulations. Get hydrated, stretch, get some rest, and let's get ready to rock and roll on Sunday.
Thank you.
All right, she is Megan Stack, the Bishop Guertin leading scorer. She had 26 here on the evening. She was 12 out of 13 from the free throw line. And Dave, I got to tell you before we sign off here, a quality individual, a well-spoken young lady, and just really focused on the task at hand. Got to be impressed by everything that she brings to the table.
Yeah, you can tell why she's a leader on this team as well. And you mentioned it, the foul shots. That's one of the differences in the ball game right now. We know that they sort of out-muscled Goffstown towards the end, but you've got that lady leading your team. Everybody's willing to follow.
Right. Yeah, well said. That's Dave Collins, and we'll work together tomorrow night in the Division II semifinals. We will sign off here tonight on the NFHS Network. Want to congratulate Coach Largy and the Grizzlies and Coach Craik and the Cardinals. They'll get a chance to defend their state title on Sunday from the campus at the University of New Hampshire. For Dave Collins and the moving picture guy, Steve Cody, my name is Jason Roby signing off and reminding you that it's not the critic who counts, but you can always count on the critic. We'll see you tomorrow night, everybody.